Hey there. Welcome to Noah's Narratives. Today, I've got a story that's as gripping as it is inspiring. Trust me, you'll want to hang on to every word, so don't go anywhere. Quick question before we jump in. Where are you watching from? Let me know your city and country in the comments below. It's amazing to see where this community is growing from around the world. If you're here for tales that touch the heart and spark the imagination, do me a favor. Like this video, share it with a fellow story lover, and subscribe so you'll never miss a new narrative. Alright, it's time to bring this story to life. Let's get started. This is a kind of company that stands as a symbol of success. Its name spoken with respect in boardrooms and admired by industry leaders worldwide. For years, it has been the epitome of corporate excellence. Profits soaring, stockholders cheering, and competitors watching in awe. But behind these towering walls lies a secret, a growing unrest, whispers of discontent, and shadows that even success cannot hide. Meet Alex Carter, a visionary leader who stepped into this role a year ago with a promise to revolutionize not just the numbers, but the very heart of this company. Known for his unwavering commitment to fairness, ethics, and results, Alex has become the face of change, challenging the norms of a cutthroat corporate world. But now, the whispers have reached his ears. Rumors of disconnection, strained relationships, and questionable practices. Could these be the growing pains of transformation, or is there something deeper at play? This is more than a story of a company. It's a story of ambition, integrity, and the pursuit of truth in the face of adversity. Stay tuned as we uncover the secrets hidden behind closed doors. Hit that subscribe button now and join us on this thrilling journey of leadership, redemption, and discovery. You won't want to miss what happens next. Meet Smith. For 10 years, he has been the quiet engine of this company's success. A brilliant mind, an innovator whose ideas have transformed operations, streamlined processes, and saved millions. Smith isn't the type to shout for attention. His work speaks for itself. Or at least, it should. But in this world, brilliance alone isn't enough. For the past 7 years, Smith has watched others rise. Those less experienced, less diligent, and far less committed. He's been overlooked for promotions, denied the raises he's earned, and left to wonder if the system sees him at all. Do you have any idea how painful that is? It's not just a lack of recognition. Smith's brilliance, it seems, threatens those in power. He's ridiculed in whispered jokes, his competence labeled as arrogance. When he dares to speak up, he's branded a troublemaker. And yet, he stays. Why? Because this isn't just a job for Smith. It's his passion, his purpose, his hope for a better future. Smith's stagnant income makes every month a struggle. But he remains loyal, holding on to the belief that his work matters and that someday, someone will notice. Back in the CEO's office, the whispers begin. A genius in the shadows, they say. A man whose contributions rival those of entire teams. Yet he remains unseen. The CEO, intrigued, leans back in his chair, his brow furrowed in thought. Who is this man they speak of? And why is he hidden? Look, this is more than a story about injustice. This is about resilience, integrity, and the quiet strength of a man who refuses to give up on his dreams. Will the truth finally come to light? Will Smith's brilliance get the recognition it deserves? Stay with me, because this is just the beginning of a journey that will inspire, anger, and ultimately uplift. Hit subscribe now to follow Smith's story and witness the power of one voice standing against the tide. Let's ensure no genius goes unnoticed. And so, an extraordinary decision is made. For 1 week, this visionary leader will trade his tailored suits and corner office for a janitor's uniform and a mop. With the help of a trusted HR manager, the transformation begins. Undercover, the CEO enters a world he's never seen up close. The polished smiles of executives fade when they think no one important is watching. Conversations shift, the air changes, and the facade begins to crumble. In a crowded meeting room, the CEO janitor witnesses it firsthand. Smith, presenting a groundbreaking idea, is interrupted and dismissed by a sneering executive. The CEO's eyes narrow as he watches Smith's face fall, his shoulders stiffen. Yet, Smith persists, offering solutions with quiet dignity even as he's humiliated. Later, in the break room, two higher-ups whisper conspiratorially, unaware of their audience. The CEO overhears enough to confirm it. Favoritism, bullying, and even embezzlement are poisoning his company. But it's not just the corruption that shocks him, it's Smith. The CEO watches from a distance, seeing a man pouring his heart into every task, helping colleagues without expecting anything in return. He observes Smith sketching out a complex innovation on a whiteboard, his brilliance shining even in solitude. The janitor's disguise allows the CEO to see the truth, raw and unfiltered. He witnesses Smith's quiet strength, his resilience in the face of relentless adversity, and he feels something he hasn't felt in a long time, empathy. The CEO, leaning against his mop, his expression heavy with realization. The whispers about Smith weren't just rumors. They were the tip of an iceberg threatening to sink his company. This is no longer just about fixing a broken system. It's about justice. For Smith, for the employees silenced by fear, and for the integrity of the company itself. What will the CEO do with what he's uncovered? Can 1 week undercover be enough to dismantle years of corruption and lift up a forgotten genius? Stay tuned as this story unfolds, a tale of courage, redemption, and the fight for what's right. The screen fades in with the CEO, still disguised as a janitor, leaning against a supply cart in a dimly lit hallway. The weight of what he's witnessed in just a few days presses heavily on his shoulders. But this is no time to stop. This isn't just about seeing the truth. It's about proving it. Determined to bring justice, the CEO begins a meticulous, behind-the-scenes investigation. He studies discarded documents, shadows executives, and listens carefully to conversations no one thinks a janitor could understand. And soon, he begins piecing together a web of deceit. Financial spreadsheets, emails, and invoices, all leading to the same damning conclusion. Some executives have been sucking company funds into their personal accounts. The company's success, the blood and sweat of employees like Smith, is being stolen. But the corruption doesn't stop at money. The CEO uncovers deliberate attempts to sabotage Smith's career, his projects undermined, credit for his ideas stolen, and his voice silenced. In a quiet corner of the company's cafeteria, employees, nervous but relieved to finally speak, confirm everything: bullying, favoritism, and a culture of fear that has gone unchecked for years. And then, the moment that changes everything. Have you subscribed to the channel? Kindly do so now to enjoy more stories like this one. One evening, the CEO sits beside Ade during a quiet moment. Smith, unaware of who he's truly speaking to, opens up. "I've been here 10 years, Smith says, his voice steady but tinged with weariness. "I've given this place everything, not for recognition or money, though that would have helped, but because I believe in what we do. I believe in making things better, even if no one notices." The CEO listens, his heart sinking. Smith continues, his tone soft but unwavering. "My kids," Smith pauses, his eyes clouding with emotion. "I just want them to be proud, to know that even if things don't change for me, it was worth it to fight for something bigger." The CEO's face, the janitor's disguise unable to hide the tears welling in his eyes. At that moment, he's no longer just a leader. He's a man profoundly moved by the resilience and humanity of someone his company has failed. This is no longer about catching a few bad actors. It's about transforming a culture, honoring the people who make this company great, and righting the wrongs that have been allowed to fester for far too long. What's next will change everything. With the evidence in hand and his resolve strengthened, the CEO is ready to confront the darkness and shine a light on the truth. Justice is coming. Transformation is on the horizon. Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe now to follow this journey of courage, redemption, and hope. The following week, the largest conference room in the building was filled with tension. An unusual energy fills the air. Everyone has been summoned by the CEO, an unprecedented move in the company's history. Whispers ripple through the crowd, speculation running wild. Little do they know, today will mark the dawn of a new era. At the front of the room, the CEO stands, no longer in disguise. His presence commands attention, but there's an unmistakable weight in his expression. He clears his throat and the room falls silent. For the past week, he says, I have not been your CEO. I've been here among you, disguised as a janitor. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Some employees exchange bewildered glances. Others lean forward, hanging on his every word. I did this because whispers reach my ears. Rumors of a culture that didn't align with the values we claim to uphold. I wanted to see the truth for myself. And what I found, he pauses, his voice thick with emotion, was worse than I imagined. The room is utterly still as the CEO begins presenting his findings. A projector flickers to life, illuminating the stark reality. Emails, financial discrepancies, and evidence of deliberate sabotage. Executives shift uncomfortably in their seats as the walls close in on their secrets. Corruption, favoritism, bullying. The CEO continues, his voice steady but firm. These are not the values of this company. And today, that changes. The faces of the implicated executives, their arrogance, has been replaced with panic. One attempts to speak, but the CEO silences him with a raised hand. You've taken advantage of this company, of its people, for too long. Effective immediately, your contracts are terminated. The room erupts in murmurs, a mixture of shock and approval. Security escorts the disgraced executives out as the CEO turns back to the crowd. But this isn't just about removing the bad apples. It's about honoring the people who've been overlooked, undervalued, and mistreated. The CEO's tone softens as he gestures toward the back of the room, his hand pointing to reveal Smith, standing awkwardly by the door, unsure of what's happening. And now, the CEO says, I want to talk about Smith. The room turns toward Smith, who looks utterly bewildered. The CEO steps closer, his voice filled with admiration. For 10 years, Mr. Smith has been the quiet heart of this company. His ideas have driven success. His resilience has inspired. Despite facing unimaginable challenges, he has never wavered in his commitment to excellence. Today, I want every single person here to know who Mr. Smith is. The employees burst into applause. Smith's eyes glisten as the CEO continues. If you're getting emotional here, so am I. Soon. I hope you get lucky and favored just like Mr. Smith here. I hope all your hard work pays off very soon. Do you feel any sense of relief here on behalf of Smith? Kindly click on that subscribe button to support and grow my channel to encourage me to share more interesting stories. The CEO continued. From this day forward, no one like Ade will ever go unrecognized. This company is changing, and it starts now. With integrity, fairness, and respect for those who truly make it great. Smith on one end speechless, tears streaming down his face as the room stands in ovation. The CEO's voice rises one final time, addressing the crowd and the audience watching. This is just the beginning. Together, we're building a company where every voice matters, every contribution is valued, and no one is left in the shadows. What you've just witnessed is more than a story of justice. It's a transformation. Don't miss the next chapter as this company redefines its future. Subscribe now and be part of a journey that proves integrity and courage can change the world. 3 days later, employees are gathered once again, but this time, the atmosphere is different. There's an electric sense of hope and renewal in the air. At the front of the room stands the CEO, his expression one of pride and determination. This is a new beginning, he announces, his voice strong and clear. And today, we celebrate someone who embodies the very heart and soul of what this company should be. Smith sighed, sitting quietly in the front row, still adjusting to the shock of the past few days. The CEO gestures toward him, and all eyes turn. Mr. Smith Your brilliance, loyalty, and resilience have not gone unnoticed. Starting today, you are officially promoted to head of innovation. The room erupts in applause. Employees rising to their feet in a standing ovation. Smith shocked. His face a mixture of disbelief and overwhelming gratitude. His hands tremble slightly as he covers his mouth, holding back tears. But that's not all, the CEO continues, his tone softening as he looks directly at Smith. Your family, who has supported you through every late night and challenging day, deserves recognition too. Effective immediately, you and your family will receive comprehensive health insurance, a monthly benefits package, and he pauses smiling, an annual, all expenses paid vacation to any destination of your choice. The room's applause crescendos, and Smith's colleagues watching from the back of the room is overcome with emotion. This is the kind of recognition and respect every hard-working employee deserves, the CEO declares. And it's the standard we will uphold moving forward. Employees listen intently as the CEO outlines the reforms. First, he announces, we are implementing strict anti-bullying and ethics policies. No one in this company will ever again feel silenced, undervalued, or threatened. Employees nod in agreement, their expressions a mix of relief and hope. Second, we're establishing a whistleblower program to ensure accountability. If you see something wrong, you will have a voice, and it will be heard. And finally, mandatory financial audits will ensure that the integrity of this company is never compromised again. Employees began to smile, and there's an atmosphere of trust and camaraderie taking hold. This is more than a story about one man's rise. It's about the transformation of an entire organization. What was once a place of fear and corruption has become a beacon of fairness, innovation, and respect. Smith, now standing at the front of the room, his voice steady as he thanks his colleagues and pledges to drive the company forward with the same passion and dedication he's always shown. This is what true leadership looks like. This is the power of recognizing and uplifting the right people. And this is only the beginning of a brighter future. Be part of the journey. Subscribe now to witness stories of transformation, courage, and the triumph of integrity. Ever since, employees smile as they collaborate, the air buzzing with a sense of purpose. Gone are the hushed whispers of discontent. In their place is the sound of laughter, ideas being shared, and genuine teamwork. This is the company reborn. Under reformed leadership, it has become a shining example of what a workplace should be, a place of fairness, innovation, and respect. Productivity has soared, but more importantly, so has morale. This isn't just a business anymore. It's unison. Smith, now confidently leading a team of bright minds in a sleek, modern innovation lab. He's in his element, his passion and brilliance lighting up the room as he sketches ideas on a whiteboard. His team listens intently, their respect for him evident in every interaction. For years, Smith's talent went unnoticed. Today, he stands as a symbol of what happens when hard work and perseverance finally meet recognition. At Smith's home, there's now a renewed joy. His wife laughs as their children excitedly share stories about their day. For the first time in years, Smith looks at ease, the weight of the past lifted from his shoulders. His face, a mixture of joy and quiet pride. This is Smith's new beginning, a life of balance, fulfillment, and the respect he's always deserved. Back to the CEO at the office, standing in a sunlit office, addressing employees and the audience with heartfelt sincerity. We've learned something powerful, he begins. A company isn't just about profits or strategies. It's about people. Their dreams, their struggles, their contributions. Fairness and integrity aren't just ideals. They're the foundation of success. His voice grows stronger, filled with conviction. If there's one thing this journey has taught me, it's that every voice matters. Every effort counts. And when we lift each other up, we all rise. This isn't just the end of a story. It's the beginning of something extraordinary. A transformed company, a transformed culture, and a transformed future. And it all started with the courage to uncover the truth. Are you feeling this story? Subscribe now to witness more stories of resilience, redemption, and the power of doing what's right. Together, we can create a world where integrity leads the way. We've seen how one man's unwavering dedication, despite years of being overlooked, became the catalyst for change. Smith's story reminds us that even in the face of adversity, staying true to your values can pave the way for recognition and transformation. And then, there's the CEO, a leader who dared to step out of his comfort zone, to listen, to observe, and to act with integrity. His undercover journey wasn't just about uncovering the truth. It was about creating a culture where every voice matters, every effort is valued, and fairness reigns supreme. Let's not forget the amazing words of the CEO. The screen transitions to the CEO's final. A company's true success lies not in profits, but in its people. Together, we've built something stronger, something lasting, a legacy of integrity and respect. But this story isn't just about one company. It's about all of us. It's about asking hard questions. What kind of culture are we fostering in our workplaces? Are we valuing those who truly make a difference? Now, it's your turn. Reflect on your own experiences. Share your stories of perseverance and leadership in the comments below. Let's start a conversation that inspires change in workplaces around the world. And if this story moved you, if it gave you hope or sparked a new perspective, subscribe to our channel. This is just the beginning. Together, we'll uncover more tales of resilience, redemption, and the incredible power of doing what's right. You thought the story was over? No. You're about to experience the most interesting parts of this story. Are you ready? If yes, subscribe to the channel now. It's a peaceful evening at the CEO's home. The family is gathered in the living room, laughter and warmth filling the air. Outside, the quiet hum of the neighborhood adds to the scene's serenity. But what no one realizes is that danger is quietly closing in. Not knowing that a dark hoodie is sitting in an unmarked car down the street, eyes fixed on the house. The glow of a phone screen illuminates their face for a moment as a chilling text message appears. Tonight, for weeks, one of the disgraced executives, furious over being exposed and fired, had been plotting a way to silence the CEO permanently. And tonight, that plan was set into motion. Their steps are silent, their intentions cold and calculated. Inside, the CEO remains unaware of the looming threat. But miles away, a phone call is being made. A whistleblower within the criminal operation has alerted the police to a potential attack. The screen flickers with shots of police vehicles racing down the dimly lit streets, sirens off to avoid detection. The assassin reaches the side of the house, carefully prying open a window. As they step inside, the tension is suffocating. The CEO's family, just rooms away, has no idea that their lives hang by a thread. Suddenly, the sound of approaching footsteps. The assassin freezes, their grip tightening on the weapon. But before they can take another step, blinding floodlights illuminate the house, and the sound of a commanding voice booms through the air. Freeze! Police! The assassin spins toward the window, but it's too late. Officers swarm the property, weapons drawn, and the intruder is subdued within moments. Inside, the family huddles together, shaken but unharmed. As the police take the would-be killer into custody, the true horror of the night begins to unfold. Weeks later, after intense torture under interrogation, the assassin confesses not only to the attempted attack, but also reveals the chilling truth. The plan was orchestrated by one of the executives the CEO had fired just weeks before. The betrayal is staggering. The person he once trusted as a leader within the company had turned to the darkest means of revenge, willing to endanger innocent lives to silence the truth. This was no longer just a fight for a better company. It was a fight for justice, integrity, and survival. The executive being arrested, their smug expression replaced by panic as they are led away in handcuffs. The CEO survived the night, but the scars it left would never fade. This chilling attempt on his life only strengthened the CEO's resolve. He vowed that fear would never silence him, that justice would always prevail, no matter the cost. This story reminds us that truth has its price, but integrity cannot be defeated. Subscribe to uncover the next chapter in this extraordinary story of courage and redemption. Across from him sits the disgraced executive, his once proud demeanor now replaced with a look of desperation. The courtroom is silent except for the steady voice of the prosecutor detailing the case. This was no ordinary trial. It wasn't just about the attempted murder of a leader. It was about accountability, justice, and sending a message that corruption and violence would not be tolerated. The evidence was damning. Text messages, financial transactions, and the assassin's testimony all pointed directly to the former executive. The courtroom held its breath as the judge delivered the verdict. The gavel strikes. Guilty. He is sentenced to 25 years in prison, not just for orchestrating the assassination attempt, but for embezzlement, conspiracy, and endangering innocent lives. The once powerful man is led away in handcuffs, his suit a stark contrast to the steel-gray bars awaiting him. In the solitude of this greedy executive cell, the weight of his choices becomes unbearable. The luxurious life he once cherished now feels hollow, replaced by a cold, unforgiving reality. He spends sleepless nights replaying his actions, his greed, his anger, his jealousy of Smith's brilliance. While in prison, in retrospect, he wrote a letter to the CEO. To the CEO, I was wrong. I let my anger and pride destroy everything I worked for. But worse, I almost destroyed lives. I don't expect forgiveness, but I need you to know I regret it all. The letter is left unsent, crumpled in the corner of his cell. The executive stares at the walls, haunted by the lives he tried to ruin and the opportunities he threw away. Regret is a powerful thing. It strips away excuses, leaving only the truth. In prison, the former executive learns that true power isn't in wealth or status. It's in integrity, something he lost in his quest for control. This chapter is closed, but the scars remain, a reminder of the lengths some will go to protect their greed. But for every act of darkness, there is light. Justice prevailed, integrity triumphed, and the company emerged stronger. This story isn't just about one man's fall. It's about the lessons we all must learn. Greed destroys, integrity builds, and redemption, while rare, is always possible. Choose integrity. Choose justice. Subscribe to uncover more stories that remind us of what truly matters. At the CEO's home, he sits in his living room, a faint smile on his face as he watches his children play. Despite the safety measures and the justice served, the weight of it all lingers in his eyes. Suddenly, the sound of a car pulling into the driveway breaks the silence. The CEO looks up, curious. Moments later, the doorbell rings. His wife answers, and standing there is Smith, dressed sharply but humbly, holding a small gift box. Beside him are his wife and children, their faces glowing with warmth and gratitude. The CEO rises, surprised but deeply moved. "Smith," he says, walking toward the door, "what brings you here?" Smith, who smiles warmly but with a hint of emotion in his voice. "I had to come," he says. "We had to come. After everything you've done, not just for me, but for my family, we couldn't just stay away. We wanted to check on you, to thank you in person." The CEO steps aside, inviting them in. The family sit together, sharing laughter and conversation. Smith's children bond instantly with the CEO's, their joyful energy filling the room. As the conversation turns more serious, Smith looks at the CEO, his tone sincere and filled with emotion. "You didn't just give me a promotion. You gave my family a chance at a better life. My kids have dreams now they didn't think were possible. My wife sleeps easier knowing we're finally secure. And you saved me in ways I can't fully explain." The CEO, his eyes glistening, he shakes his head humbly. "No, Smith, it's you who inspires me. Your resilience, your dedication. It's people like you who make this company and this world better." Smith's wife speaks up, her voice steady but emotional. "We know what you've been through recently, and we just want you to know we're here for you, just as you were there for us." The gift box is opened, revealing a small but beautifully crafted plaque with the inscription, "For courage and integrity, from grateful hearts." The CEO's hands tremble as he holds it, his voice soft. "Thank you. This means more to me than I can say." It was an incredible scene of two families sharing a meal together, laughter filling the space. Smith and the CEO exchange a look of mutual respect and understanding, a bond forged through trials and triumphs. In life, true gratitude is rare, but it is transformative. What began as a journey of survival and justice has become a story of connection and hope. Few days later, at the head of the room stands the CEO, his presence calm but commanding. Today is a momentous day, a day that will change the course of the company forever. Smith, seated near the front, his face a mix of humility and disbelief. His journey has been extraordinary, but nothing could have prepared him for what was about to happen. The CEO clears his throat, his voice steady but tinged with emotion. "Leadership," he begins, "isn't just about strategy or vision. It's about integrity, trust, and the ability to inspire. And there is no one in this company who embodies those values more than Mr. Smith." Gasps ripple through the room as the CEO turns to Smith, his gaze steady and filled with admiration. "Effective immediately," the CEO continues, "I am stepping down as the head of this company, and I am proud to announce that Smith will be taking my place as the new Chief Executive Officer." The room erupts into applause, employees rising to their feet in a standing ovation. Smith, visibly shocked, stands slowly, his voice trembling as he speaks. "I don't know what to say," Smith begins. "This company saved me, gave me purpose, and helped me realize dreams I thought were impossible. To be trusted with this responsibility, it's an honor I will never take lightly." The CEO steps forward, placing a hand on Smith's shoulder. "You've earned this, Mr. Smith, and I know you will lead with the same courage and integrity that have defined your journey." After weeks of careful consideration, the CEO has made the difficult decision to relocate to another country for the safety of his family. His wife joins him, and they share a quiet embrace. This isn't just a goodbye to a house. It's a farewell to a chapter filled with both triumph and trials. Smith, in his new role, now leading the company with confidence and transparency. Virtual meetings occur between the CEO and Smith, presenting reports, his leadership marked by openness and accountability. Employees thrive under his guidance, inspired by his journey and his unwavering commitment to fairness. Through it all, Smith ensures the former CEO remains connected. Monthly virtual meetings keep the bond alive, with Smith consistently sharing progress reports and seeking advice. The former CEO, now settled in a quiet countryside home, smiles as Smith presents updates on the company's success. "You've done it, Smith," the former CEO says. "You've taken this company to heights I only dreamed of. I couldn't be prouder. This is more than just a passing of the torch. It's the culmination of a journey built on trust, perseverance, and integrity. A company transformed, a leader reborn, and a legacy that will inspire for generations to come." Leadership is not about titles. It's about the lives you touch and the legacy you leave. Subscribe now to discover more stories of resilience, transformation, and hope. At the helm of this transformation is Smith, the CEO who has turned what was once a fractured organization into a global powerhouse. His journey began as one of resilience and survival, but now it is a story of triumph and legacy. Under Smith's strategic leadership, the company's revenue has soared by an astonishing 500% in just a few years. New markets have been conquered, groundbreaking products launched, and partnerships forged that were once unimaginable. Smith standing in a packed boardroom, presenting an ambitious vision to stakeholders. A graph on the screen behind him illustrates exponential growth, and the room erupts in applause as he concludes. But Smith's focus isn't just on financial success, it's on creating lasting value. He has reinvested in his people, his processes, and his purpose, ensuring that the company's growth is sustainable and meaningful. One morning, Smith addresses the workforce with his signature warmth and authenticity. This company isn't just about numbers or products, he says. It's about people. It's about recognizing the talent, passion, and dedication that drive our success. Smith has also implemented comprehensive benefits packages, ensuring every employee feels valued and secure. From healthcare to professional development programs, the message is clear. This is a company that cares. Over the span of 18 months, Smith has become a symbol of what true leadership looks like, balancing ambition with compassion, strategy with empathy. His mantle now holds countless awards, including CEO of the Year, Leader in Innovation, and Business Ethics Pioneer. As the audience at the gala rises in a standing ovation, Smith speaks, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "This isn't just my success, it's ours. It belongs to every employee who believed in this company and in themselves. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we prioritize people over profits and lead with integrity." Under Smith guidance, the company has also become a benchmark for transparency. Regular reports are shared openly with employees and stakeholders alike, building a culture of trust that has become the backbone of their success. The changes Smith has made have created a ripple effect far beyond the company's walls. Formerly stagnant, employees now thrive, their newfound confidence spilling over into their personal lives. Families are better supported, communities enriched, and competitors inspired. Smith's story is more than just a tale of corporate success. It's a powerful reminder of what can happen when leadership is rooted in integrity, fairness, and vision. He proved that true success comes not from climbing the ladder alone, but from lifting others as you rise. And now, the question turns to you, the viewer. What kind of leader will you be? What impact will you make in your workplace, your community, your world? Be inspired. Be the change. Subscribe to our channel to uncover more extraordinary stories of resilience,